Hello everybody and welcome to our croissants video. I've been wanting to make croissants again for a while now because the first time I did it, it was a tragic, epic puddle of butter of a failure. So we're going to try again. We're going to do it the right way this time instead of trying to incorporate massive chunks of butter into pastry like a sad person. So to start with, I am using the recipe off of King Arthur flour, and I've looked at it 7 times and still can't remember what it is I'm trying to do with my life. So, we got 2 eggs, 2 cups of water, tablespoon of our sugar, and 3 cups of flour, and a package of yeast. We're just going to crack the eggs right into our trusty new stand mixer. 2 eggs, 2 cups warm water, a tablespoon of sugar, three cups of flour. So here's 2. Ooh. There's 2. And this will be 3. And our package of instant yeast. And we're going to put that all in there. And we're going to stir it up. Now this, we're going to call the sponge. So after we get it all stirred together, then we're going to work on our butter. So this is going to sit, we're going to let the yeast kind of work and activate. It already smells yeasty, which is great. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. Kind of push Big Mama off to the side. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to work on our butter. Now the butter is a fantastic thing. The butter is what laminates your pastry, gives you all those flaky layers, and also you get to pound the butter with a heavy thing to make it into a giant butter block. So if you got any aggression or anything of that nature, butter for puff pastry is perfect. You just want to pound it so it combines together. Kind of roll it out a little bit. And I stuck mine between 2 plastic Ziploc bags because on top of many other things I forgot to get in Walmart today, plastic wrap was one of them. So Ziploc bags will do just fine for that. And because it is butter, it kind of self-seals its way between those 2 bags. So that's good news. We're going to flip it over. We're going to bang it on that side. Bang it in the creases so it all comes together. And then squoosh, squoosh. Perfect. There we go. We got our butter block. Go between our pastry. We're going to stick that. I'm going to stick it in the freezer. You could stick it in the fridge, but we're going to stick it in the freezer so it's not in there for as long. Because who has all day except people who bake croissants for a living? So we got that in the freezer. Now we're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter in the microwave. We're going to put the remaining sugar, which is slightly less than 1/4 cup. We only took the teaspoon out of it, or the tablespoon. We're going to put 2½ cups of flour and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. I tend to measure in my hand, so it kind of looks like that. I do have 1/4 teaspoon, but it's real tiny and it hides from me, so I don't always go look for it. We got 2 more cups of flour. Come on, Big Mama. Move out of the way. We're gonna fish our melted butter packet out of there. There we go. In there. Melted butter. I kind of mushed that plastic, but that's okay. We got 2. And right about a half more cup of flour. Get in there. Let's see. Yep, we got our butter. We got the sugar, 2.5 cups of flour, and salt. We're gonna mix until the dough forms. Here we go, Big Mama. Over here. Now, logically, I should have put my dough hook on here, but if you've been with me long enough, you know I'm consistently underprepared. So, we're whisking, which is fine. It's not going to kill your dough. Now, this dough is a little sticky. Yeah, it says it's supposed to be sticky, so that's alright, because we're going to knead it for about 5 minutes. Yeah, and then it says pat it into a 9-inch square and refrigerate. Ooh, we're coming together. We are coming together. Ooh, we're looking pretty. Alright. What does it say? How long? Yeah. Alright. So, it's come together. It's real wet still. So, Ooh, that's real wet. I think we're gonna add a little more flour. Just a little more flour. Because it's too sticky for me. There's not enough to it, so. Oop. We're losing our apron too. Good news. Great. Wonderful. This is what happens. This is what happens to me. I try and do something I've never done before, and my clothes fall apart. There we go. Alright, hopefully this more... Ooh, it already looks better. Yeah. Already looks better. When in doubt, just add more flour. Ooh. Well, that definitely looks better. Nope, stop that. There we go. That's so sticky though. Why is it so sticky and wet? Okay. Clean up the dough that tried to escape our countertop. I'm gonna try and knead it with a dough hook for a minute and see if that helps. See if it helps it pull away from the bowl a little more. Because for being bread dough, it's really not supposed to be that wet, I don't think. Even for croissants. They're supposed to be a sticky dough, but it's still supposed to come together. So, what we're gonna do, just like a quarter, quarter cup more flour. It's too wet. It's too wet, and I don't like it. Oh, see, there it is. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. Sometimes, you know, not every recipe is what's gonna work for you. You gotta kind of improvise as you're going. Because for some reason, my 2 cups of water and my 6 cups of flour, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. The dough was still really sticky and it wasn't coming together, and now it is. So, we're winning. We're winning. We're not good. I'm currently looking for a spatula when I thought I had it. But I did not. So, we're gonna go with that one. It is coming together nicely though. Alright. Ooh, yep, there we go. Okay. Now we can knead it. Now, me personally, because I don't like cleaning up a massive flour mess, I like to flour a baking sheet and knead on that so that it contains your mess. Alright. We laid out some flour on our baking sheet. And we're going to turn our dough out. Get out of there. I'm going to use our tablespoon. We're going to drag it out like that. There we go. Now we're going to knead it. And it is so sticky. Why is it so sticky? There we go. Maybe not that high. Well, yeah, we're going to make this work. Because it's too sticky to handle with my hands for some reason. It doesn't, no matter how much flour I put on there, it doesn't want to do anything. So, we'll let the mixer deal with it. It's going to go for about 5 minutes, I think. Maybe we're still short on flour. Maybe it isn't nearly enough. So we're just gonna kind of eyeball it a little bit. Add a couple of tablespoons at a time until it comes together. Oh, see, there it goes. It's coming together now, people. Coming together now. You're still here. If you're still hanging around, I think we might have croissants today. Perseverance is key when it comes to any sort of pastry. There are strong and striking differences between short crust pastry and puff pastry. Puff pastry it's a behemoth that not everybody wins, you know. Alright. A little more flour. A couple more tablespoons. Teaspoons. I'd go teaspoons over tablespoons. And all of you hardcore bakers out there who are going, what are you doing? Baking is a science and that's not science. You know what? There's as much creativity and experimentation in baking as there is science. It'll work itself out. It always does. Little more. Oh, there it is. There it is, my beautiful swirly bread dough. We're kneading like mad right now. We're just going easy on the arm muscles. Alright. Let's see what we look like here. Ugh. So sticky still. Why is it like this? Okay. Well, maybe it's not so bad. There we go. Get out of there. Ooh, look at it. We did it. We did the thing, people. We have perfectly viable, not sticky bread dough, pastry dough. Alright, so we're going to pat it. What'd they say? 9-inch square. Voila. Now we're going to do I have? No, I don't. So we're just gonna kind of, I think what we might just do is we might just put it in a plastic bag. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it in a plastic bag, kind of let it sit on its side. Now we're gonna let it refrigerate for about 30 minutes. And then we'll be back to do our turns. See you in a few. And we're back about 30 minutes later. We've got our chilled butter and we have our chilled pastry. We're gonna take the pastry out of the bag and we're gonna roll it into about a foot wide square. Ooh, our dough's a little sticky again. That's alright. We've floured our work surface. It's gonna be fine. Everything is fine. That's my motto for today. Everything is fine. Alright. So we've floured the work surface. We're gonna flour the top. More flour on the work surface. She is a sticky lady, this pastry dough. Alright. Roll it. Roll it. Ooh, I think we might have to move you guys back a little bit. There we go. Woo! I wish I had like a foot more counter space. That would be great. Okay. So there's our pastry rolled out. We're going to take our butter block out of the bag. It wasn't in the bag. It was split between two of them.
The fan just turned off for a second.
It's fine. My 7-year-old is on the other side of the camera watching things.
Yes, I am. Hello.
So now we've got our butter block. We're going to kind of sit it at an angle because we want to bring the pastry in on the butter because you want to make it into like a parcel shape. So you can see that right there. Looks like a book. All right. Now we're going to flip it so the seams are on that side. And we're going to roll it. Roll it. Roll it out. Now, we aren't going to know whether this has succeeded until much later. Okay. So, now we're going to fold it up like that. And now I'm going to turn it the other direction. And we're going to roll it again the other direction. Now, what you're doing, leave it.
I didn't touch anything.
What you're trying to do now is you're trying to laminate the pastry. So, you want to incorporate the butter as well as possible here. We're going to have to move you guys that way a little bit. So you get kind of a weird shot, but that's okay. Alright. So we've rolled out again. We've got butter trying to escape. So that tells me that our butter is too warm. So she wants to go back in the fridge. Okay, we fold up. Ooh. And we are gonna, I think what we might do is we just might wrap it. We'll go one plastic bag on top, one plastic bag on the bottom, and we're just gonna kind of wrap it together like that. See, there it is right there. And we're gonna put it in the fridge for an hour. It has to re-chill. So we're gonna put this girl on a plate. We're going to stick it in the fridge. And I will see you guys in an hour for our second turn. Alright, ladies and gents, and we are back with croissants. We have made it to the shaping part, which I'm super excited for. So we've got our dough. It's nice and risen and large. We're going to cut it in half. Oh, there we go. Get through there. It's so sticky. Oh, look at all those layers, though. Look at that. That's going to be pastry. I got a good feeling about this one. Got a good feeling about this one. Okay, so now we're supposed to roll it out into a 13 by 18 inch square. So here we go. Now we're gonna flip it and we're gonna roll it this way. Actually a big sheet of dough, 13 by 18. And we've got little air pockets in our dough, which is fine. Not gonna hurt anything. Okay. Doesn't feel like it's big enough. 13 by 18. We need to roll out this way one more time. There we go. We're going to put you right there. Okay. I think we're good now. So, now we need a pizza cutter. Because we're going to trim the edges all the way around. And then we are going to cut it in thirds. Oh, I see. Lengthwise. So thirds this way. No. 4 by 9. So thirds across. Okay. Math has never been my strong suit, people. Alright, so we're going to cut. We're going to roll. We're going to cut like that. And we're going to cut like that. And cut across the top. So now we have a square. I don't know if you can see that quite perfect. There we are. Okay, so now we're going to cut lengthwise. My brain is dying today, people. And thirds lengthwise and half down the center. This will give you 6 4-inch by 9-inch pieces. So I feel like it's not even wide enough. It might be. We're going to roll it out a little bit more. Okay. So now we have 1, 2, and then one's down the center. And then you cut those pieces in half diagonally. He's fine. So, because I'm a moron, just had to Google what diagonal is. So, there's that. But I think I got it. So, we go across like that. And then we want to arrange all the pieces so the tips are away from us, it says. And stretch them. Like this. I see. Stretch them so the point is farther out. Because you want to have somewhere to go as you're rolling. Shapes are not my strong suit either, apparently. I'm surprised I passed kindergarten. Alright, we've got them stretched out. So now, what you want to do is you want to cut 2, is it 2? No, cut a 1-inch notch at the center of the base of each triangle. So we're gonna do one of these. We're gonna stretch them a little longer. All right, cut. This is a baby one, baby croissant. Really stretch. And now we are roll them up toward you, building a curved shape as you roll the dough. Oh my goodness, okay. We're gonna roll it anyways a little bit. We're gonna stretch, 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 stretch it. And we're rolling. They're gonna be interesting. They're gonna be an interesting shape, I can tell you that much. But who knows? They might work. I can see the layers in the pastry. That's the hardest thing to achieve anyways. There, we'll just stretch them out at the point like that. That way it gives it a little extra something. So, because our pastry, like our baking sheets, are not very large, we're going to do a couple that are kind of like a rounded shape and see if we can get kind of a bun out of them. We may be overcrowding this tin, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now we're only using half our dough. I'm going to save the other half for later, and we're just gonna bake a few. Which means we can move on to this other sheet and possibly not crowd that one. All right. So there is that. We have our completed trays of croissants. There's our couple round ones. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in the fridge for about 15 minutes or so. So the butter kind of hardens again, because you want as cold a butter as possible when it goes in the oven so that you don't lose all your butter. And then your croissants are sad and burnt on the bottom, like the last time I tried. So we're going to chill them for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna let them rise on the counter for about an hour. And then they're gonna go in the oven. And then we will see what happens with our pastry. Oh, all right, guys, and we're back. We had to let our croissants rise for about 90 minutes, and then we stuck them in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes, and then we brought the temp down to 350, and we cooked them for another 10 minutes, and they are a beautiful golden brown. These couple over here got a little dark. So apparently they're supposed to get dark. And I cut into this one. Look at that, you guys. Look at it. We got flaky. They're so hot. I just pulled them out of the oven. We got flaky, delicious, layers of pastry, buttery, amazing. We're going to let them cool for about 20 minutes. Then we're going to bust into them, put some lemon curd or something on them, and have delicious croissants. croissants. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. I know it was a long one, and I appreciate those who stuck around. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye!